Question number 5, Todd Muller.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question's to the Minister for Building and Housing and asks, how many applications have been made for KiwiSaver HomeStart since the scheme took effect on 1 April 2015?
Mr Speaker.
The Honourable Dr Nick Smith.
Mr Speaker, Housing New Zealand received the 2000th application this morning, which is a stunning result given the scheme's only been in place since the 1st of April. That is treble the number that was received in April last year under the old schemes, and shows how the government is helping hundreds of families every week get into their first home. The scheme has actually proved so popular that Housing New Zealand have had to expand the number of staff that are processing the applications.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Todd Muller.
What response has there been to the HomeStart public meetings from prospective homeowners, building companies and banks?
Mr Speaker.
Honourable Dr Nick Smith.
Mr Speaker, we've had an average of over 100 people at each of the 4 meetings that we've had in West Auckland, in Christchurch, in my own electorate of Nelson, and last night on the West Coast. A very wide level of participation, particularly from young people that are looking to purchase their own home, quite excited by the potential to put the HomeStart grant, the changes that have been made to KiwiSaver home withdrawal, as well as the Welcome Home loans together for them to be able to realise the dream of owning their own home. I'm also quite encouraged by the very high level of interest from building companies that see the opportunity for increased demand for houses in a more affordable range, and am confident that it's going to result in more homes that are suitable for those people utilising the HomeStart scheme.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Todd Muller.
What changes have been made to the support for first home buyers that will help direct the assistance from government towards building new homes?
Mr Speaker.
Honourable Dr Nick Smith.
Mr Speaker, a common complaint has been the old scheme being very difficult to use for purchasing a new home. That was firstly because you could not previously use your KiwiSaver withdrawal for a deposit on a new home. That didn't work. Secondly, Treasury said they were very supportive of the extra support for growing new homes, and I'm very disappointed. One of the common questions I've had at the meeting has been how soon do they have to get in and get their grant, given that Labor is promising to abolish the scheme, and I've been having to advise people, yes, they can be guaranteed that this government is committed to the scheme for the next 3 years, but they'll have to vote for a national government if they want HomeStart to continue beyond 2017.
Supplementary question, Phil Twyford.
Has he seen the latest AMP 360 home loan affordability report showing that lower quartile house prices in Auckland rose to $587,000 from February? That's up $32,600 in 1 month, completely wiping out his HomeStart program in a single month, showing that his tinkering is only making the housing crisis worse.
Mr Speaker.
Honourable Dr Nick Smith.
Mr Speaker, I do find the accusation of tinkering interesting from that member, because when I intervened into the Auckland Council with the special housing area, this was the member that put hoardings all through Auckland telling me to butt out and that I was doing too much. And so it's a bit rich for him now to be telling me, well, I'm not doing enough. Actually, in Auckland, we have doubled the rate of house build. We were doing 4,000 per year. We're now building 8,000 per year. I accept the challenge has got more difficult because we don't have 40,000 people a year leaving for Australia. They want to stay here. We're going to need to build more houses, and we're up to that challenge.
Question number 6, Grant Robertson.
Thank you very much, Mr